on 126, word problem. So they give us P, that's for our payment. It's equal to 28 plus 2.54 W. Okay, question A. So this is modeling how much we have to pay based on how much water we use. Okay, so the more water we use, the more we have to pay. Okay, that makes sense. A, find the payment when R and Y used equals 0. The amount of R, what is R? Relation between the amount of R and Y's monthly payment, P. The equation models the relation between the amount of R and Y's monthly water bill payment, P, in dollars and the number of water units, W. Ignore the R and the Y. So basically, just look at this equation. How much water did you use, W? And that's how much you have to pay, P. Okay. Find the payment for a month when you used, oh, I guess R and Y are people. They probably should have put names. That's what it was. That's why I was confused. Randy and Yesenia, R and Y. Okay. So, I made that up. Okay. So if they use 0 water, so just plug in 0 for W. So let W equal 0. So if W is 0, this whole thing goes away, and that means they had to pay 28 bucks. Oh, so in order to keep the water on, it's going to cost 28 bucks per month. So if you don't even use water, you still have to pay 28 bucks per month just to keep, you know, the pipe connected. Okay, cool. B, what if you use 15 units of water? Okay, so let's let W equal 15. So P is equal to 28 plus 2.54, and then let W equal 15. So I just grab my calculator, 2.54 times 15, and then I'm going to add the 28, and that's going to mean I owe $66.1, so call it 0.10 since it's money. Okay, and then question C says interpret the slope and p-intercept of the solution. Okay, so I kind of already said that the 28, the y-intercept, is that's how much it costs. How much if no water is used. So just to keep the water on in the house, you got to pay 28 bucks per month. Okay, so that's just the minimum flat fee just to have the water on. And then, so based on how much water you use, it's $2.54 for every unit of water that you use. For every unit of water. Probably like a kilogallon or something. Or gallon. Probably not a gallon. Probably kilogallon or something. So basically, more water you use, 2.54 for every unit of water. Okay. Graph the equation. I'm going to write it so it's a little bit prettier. I like having in mx plus b form, so 2.54 W plus 28. So right here, let's put the 28, and then a slope of positive 2.54. So up 2.5, maybe call it 2.54 over 1. So if you had graph paper, it might be better, but it's probably going to look something like this. I go up 2.54 over 1, up 2.54 over 1, up 2.54 over 1. But you'll notice the slope is positive, like that. Okay, not a very good graph, but you get what I'm saying. And moving on then to, use slopes to identify parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay. So parallel and perpendicular lines. So first, let's state some facts. Parallel lines. Off. Parallel lines. Same slope. And parallel lines, we use that as a symbol for parallel. So perpendicular lines, negative reciprocal. What the? Reciprocal slopes. And that's the symbol for perpendicular. So parallel lines, let me just draw a picture. So here's a graph. If you have some lines that look like that, oh, those are parallel. Here's a graph. If you have lines that look like this and they form a right angle, oh, those are perpendicular. Okay. So maybe the slope of this line, let's say the slope of this top line is 1/2, and then if it's this other line is parallel, that slope would also have to be 1/2. Oh, parallel lines have the same slope. That makes perfect sense. Now this one you're just going to have a little bit of faith in. Okay, here's a line right here. Let's say the slope of this one is 3/2. Let me write it a little bit bigger. 3 m is 3/2. Okay, so this line right here is 3/2. Now you're just going to have faith in this idea. The slope of this line, which is perpendicular, must be the negative reciprocal. Okay, or sometimes they say opposite reciprocal. So here's your number of one slope. So reciprocal means flip it over. Okay, and then negative or opposite, so change the sign. Boom. Okay, so that's all. Let's actually try 134 now. 134. 134. 3x plus 4y equals -2. And y is equal to 3/4 x minus 3. Okay. Oh, and they want us to tell them whether these lines are parallel or perpendicular or neither. So all we need to do is look at the slope. So this one's easy over here on the right. Just look at this. It's in y equals mx plus b form. It's ready to go. It has a slope of 3/4. Okay. So we just need to figure out the slope of this guy. So I need to put it into y equals mx plus b form. So let me subtract 3x, subtract 3x. 4y is equal to, notice I'm going to put them in the correct order, -3x minus 2. Get y completely alone, divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. Y is equal to -3/4 x. Doesn't really matter what this is. It happens to reduce to -1/2. All I really care about is that slope, -3/4. Are the slopes the same? No. They're not the same, so they're not parallel. Now, they're opposite signs, but they're not reciprocal. So if there was something, something perpendicular to this, it would have been -4/3. You see how that's not -4/3? So if there was something perpendicular to this 3/4, it would have been -4/3. So these two guys are not parallel and they're not perpendicular. So we would just say neither. Not perpendicular, not parallel. Okay, cool. Let us move on to 3-3. 3-3. Oops, a daisies. Problem number 3-3. Okay, this one's going to involve a lot of algebra. And by that I mean some work. Oh yes, I was kind of talking about this earlier. So let's try 156. 156. We have slope of 8 and a y-intercept of 0 and -6. Oh, so they essentially gave us the m and they gave us the b. So if we're going to write y equals mx plus b, y is equal to, the m was 8 and the b was -6. Okay, so they're starting off easy. They're going to get ugly, don't worry. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. Oh, okay, so 164 is fun. They give us a picture, and they want the y equals mx plus b. So notice that it crosses at 4, and then it crosses down here at 2, like that. So here's what I'm asked. I just need to figure out the m and the b, and then I can write it in y equals mx plus b form. So the The intercept, the y, where do I cross the y-axis? The y-intercept is here at 4. So that's b. And then the slope. Remember, the slope is the rise over the run. How did I get from this dot to this dot? I had to go down 4 over 2. Down 4 over 2. Down 4 over 2. Rise over run. Okay. And that reduces to negative 2. So when I plug into y equals mx plus b, it's just y equals, the m is negative 2, and then the b is plus 4. Aha! Okay. Now things are going to get real. 172. I'll need a clean piece of paper for 172. 172. M equals 5/6, and they give us the point 6, 7. 5, 6, 6, 7. Find the equation of the line with the given slope containing the given point. Write it in slope-intercept form. Okay, now it's gotten real. Formula. So if they give you a slope, this is what I was talking about way earlier before, and I said, whoops, got ahead of myself. Slope, point. So if they give you a slope and a point, there's something called point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And this point, I like to think of it as point number 1, consists of an x1 and a y1. So that way, when I plug things in, y minus, what was the y1? 7, equals m. Oh, wait, what was m? Darn it, m was 5/6. Put a 5/6 right there. 5/6. Ugh, ugly. X minus, and then what was x1? 6. Okay. So y minus 7 equals 5/6 x minus 6. Let's distribute the 5/6 to each of them. So y minus 7 equals 5/6 x minus 5/6 times 6. See how the 6's would cancel? Make sure you're cool with this. 5/6 times 6 minus 6 is just minus 5. Make sure you're cool with that. Add 7 to both sides, and we should get that y is equal to 5/6x plus 2. Find the equation of a line with that right equation in slope-intercept form. Okay. Let's try another one. Let me turn the page upside down. Let's try the next one. That was 172. Let's try 174. 174. M is negative 3/4. And then they give us the point 8, negative 5. 174. Negative 3/4. 8, negative 5. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So y minus y1, so that's my x1 and my y1. Y minus a minus 5 is equal to m, negative 3/4. X minus, the x1 was 8. Okay, y plus 5, negative equals negative 3/4. X minus 8. Y plus 5 equals, I'm going to distribute negative 3/4 x. A negative 3/4 times a negative 8. Make sure you're cool with fractions and multiplying all that. Was that 24 over 4, positive 6? Yeah. Subtract 5, subtract 5. And so we get that y is equal to negative 3/4 x plus 1. Ta-da! Whoops. Hopefully you can see that. Write it one more time. The answer was y is equal to negative 3/4 x plus 1. Sideways. Probably annoying you right now. Sorry. Oh, we got 174. Let's do 180. 180 is easy. (180) horizontal line through -2, -3. So here's all you need to remember. Y equals a number and X equals a number. One of them is a flat, a horizontal, one is a vertical. So the horizontal, I'll figure out some mnemonic, it's just going to be Y equals. This is your X term, this is your Y term, and so Y is always -3. What? That's it? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, 184. Okay. 184. This section is tough, folks. I know. 184. It goes to the point 4, 3 and the point 8, 1. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. So it's just like what we were doing before. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So it's just like what we were doing before, except they don't straight up give us the slope, and instead of 1 point, they give us 2 points. So it's a little confusing. Let's get the slope first. The slope, we know how to get the slope, right? Remember, m is equal to y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So that's going to be equal to, I like doing it like this, that way I don't have to think. The first point I call point 1. It consists of an x1 and a y1. The next one is point 2, consists of an x2 and a y2. That way I'm just plugging in y2, 1, minus y1, 3, x2, 8, minus x1, 4. If you labeled it the other way around, this guy P2, that P1, you'll still get the same answer. So we're all going to get the same answer as long as we're following the rules. So that's going to be 1 minus 3 over 8 minus 4, -2 over 4, which is -1/2. Okay, so there's my slope. So this is very similar to what we were doing before. They're just making us do this extra step of actually figuring out the slope. 10 problems ago, they just gave us the slope. Oh, okay, so you make us find the slope using this formula? Okay, there's my slope. So now it's ready for point slope form. So then the question becomes, oh, which point do I use? Point number 1 or point number 2? Use either one. Either this one or that one. Sometimes the numbers in one of them will look prettier, but 4, 3, that's not pretty. 8, 1, that's not pretty. So neither one's really pretty. Like sometimes you'll have like a 0, 0, and you'll be like, oh yeah, 0's awesome, I'll use that one. But in this one, just use either this point or that point. Generally speaking, you try and use the point with the smaller numbers. I'll just do 4, 3 because nothing matters. Y minus the y, labeled as 3, equals the m is -1/2, x minus, and then the x1 was 4. So you see how it's just what we were doing before. They just make us do one extra step of solving for slope, and then the tricky idea of you have to pick one of the points, but that's no big deal. Y minus 3 equals -1/2, x minus 4. I'm going to distribute that 1/2, so y minus 3 equals -1/2 x plus 2. Add 3 to both sides. Y equals -1/2 x plus 5. Ta-da! Did I do that right? -1/2, positive 2. Seems good. Okay. Let's go to 196. I don't think there's enough room here. 196. Find an equation of a line parallel, but through that other point. Oh my lordies. Again, you're going to find in 196, it's all about this formula right here. Okay. 196. Hold on. Am I recording? Yes? Okay, thank goodness. 196. Here's a line, y equals -3x minus 1, and they want it to be parallel, so parallel, but through the point 2, -3. Okay. y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. This is my x1 and my y1. So here's a line, and what's the slope of this line? M is negative 3. Okay, and now I'm going to use some notation. M parallel. If the slope of this line is negative 3, the slope of a parallel line must be, same, negative 3. Okay, so M parallel is negative 3. So using my new point, y minus y1, negative 3, equals new slope, same, negative 3, x minus, and then the x1 was 2. Oh, we keep doing the same thing over and over again. Yes. Yes, we do. And you just solve it. Boom. Okay. Okay, so what about 198? 198, very similar. They give us the line 2x plus 3y equals 6, and they want it to the point 0, 5, and they want it to be parallel. Okay, so I need to put this into y equals mx plus b form first. Minus 2x, 3y equals, put it in descending order, negative 2x plus 6. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, and so y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2. So the slope is negative 2/3. The slope of a line that's parallel must be the same, negative 2/3. Okay, so using my new point, turn the paper sideways because I'm running out of space. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Y minus, this is my x, that's my y. Y minus 5 equals m, negative 2/3. X minus x1 was 0. So y minus 5 equals negative 2/3 x, and then times 0 just goes away. Nice. So then y is equal to negative 2/3 x, and then bring that over, so add 5 to both sides. Ta-da! Was that sideways and super annoying? Sorry. Okay, so basically they made us do one extra step in the beginning of putting it into y equals mx plus b form so that we could get the slope. Okay, so parallel lines have the same slope, and then moving on to the next problem, I'm assuming perpendicular lines. Same game, but with perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines must have negative or opposite reciprocal. So y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. They want it to go to the point 2, 2, but to be perpendicular. Okay, so the slope of this line is negative 2. So the slope of a line perpendicular to that must be opposite reciprocal or negative reciprocal. So maybe put a 1 underneath there. Flip it over, change the sign. 1/2. Make sure that makes sense. That was the tricky part, I think. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Okay, y minus, that's my x, that's my y. Y minus 2 equal to m, 1/2. X minus x1, 2. Y minus 2 equals 1/2. X minus 1. Add 2 to both sides. Y is equal to 1/2 x plus 1. Okay. Let us try 208. Better problem. 208. 4x minus 3y equals 5. They're looking for something perpendicular that goes to the point 208, negative 3, 2. Negative 3, 2. So remember, this is my x1 and my y1. I need to put this into y equals mx plus b form. So let me subtract 4x, subtract 4x. Negative 3y is equal to negative 4x plus 5. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. Y is equal to, that becomes positive 4/3 x minus 5/3. So the slope is 4/3. M is 4/3, right? I put this into y equals mx plus b form. Figure out the slope is 4/3. So they're looking for a line perpendicular. So M perpendicular must be opposite reciprocal or negative reciprocal. So negative 3/4. Okay. So now we're back on familiar grounds. We got our new slope and we have our point. Y minus y1 equals M. X minus x1. Y minus equals M was what? M was negative 3/4. X minus. Okay, the y was a 2. The x was a negative 3. Y minus 2 equals, distribute, negative 3/4 x. That becomes a plus 3. Negative 9/4. Oh my gosh. Fractions. What? Okay. Y minus 2. So I need to add 2 to both sides. Add 2. Add 2. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Fractions. Fractions. Why would they do fractions to me? So add it all up and we get y is equal to negative 3/4 x minus 9/4 and then plus 2. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. So I just need to clean this up right here. So 2 is really 2 over 1, and the common denominator of 4, so multiply by 4, multiply by 4. So this is y is equal to negative 3/4 x minus 9/4, and then the 2 I can call 8/4, common denominator. So y is equal to negative 3/4 x. A negative 9/4, a positive 8/4 is a negative 1/4. Hopefully you understood what I was doing with my fractions. Oh my. And more stuff still. Oh, mixed practice. Whew. Okay. Oh, cool. So that was 3.3. We'll pause there and move on to next stuff. What's coming up next? Graph linear inequalities. Oh, inequalities. Okay. Inequalities are fun. Cool.